Welcome to Classic Game Room. Feel the force flow with the funk of Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike on the Nintendo GameCube, the third and final game in the awesome Rogue Squadron series. Ooh, disco.
It's a trap! Rescue transports, abort mission!
It's not a trap, it's another opportunity to make 3PO eat the odds. It's Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike from 2003. Any game that starts out with disco from Mako is a game worth playing. And yes, I have the album on vinyl, which for you youngsters is like a Laserdisc, except it plays music. And before you reach for the eBay buy button, may I also suggest the Lapti-Nek Extended Dance Remix, which not only has the awesome disco version of Lapti-Nek, but the lyrics as well. Anyway, it's like the greatest album ever recorded. Listening to the retelling of Star Wars in disco form is like having sex while playing video games and drinking at the same time. I can't think of any other analogy. With the original Star Wars Laserdisc trilogy playing in the background, of course. It's the swan song of the awesome Rogue Squadron series, Rebel Strike.
Weapons malfunction, but everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Indy Decker Han. This game is a lot like Return of the Jedi.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
Because it's awesome and it concludes the trilogy, but it's inconsistent. You know, like that horrible scene where they blow up the shield generator thing or whatever, and Han jumps into the bushes, and it's like they shot that in somebody's backyard. The lighting doesn't even match. Why is this in a Star Wars movie? Well, I feel the same way about the on-foot sequences in Rebel Strike. You don't play Rogue Squadron to run around and shoot people on foot. You play Rogue Squadron to blow them up with X-Wing fighters. Rogue Squadron 3 tries to do a lot, and some of it works out really well, like the ATST stuff is actually pretty good.
This is General Mady. We've moved into a safer position, but we're still...
In the end, it's like the whole thing is just setting up Star Wars Battlefront, which is an awesome series. That's the next Star Wars series I'm covering on this show, but Rogue Squadron had something special with the space combat. It did it really well. And while the Battlefront series is clearly better for ground combat and on-foot combat, Rogue Squadron is the better space combat game. And as awesome as Rebel Strike is, and as much as I'm going to recommend this game to you, you can't help but be distracted by the horrible on-foot sequences, which seem completely out of place. I'm beginning to wonder if Alec Guinness read his lines wrong. Only Imperial Stormtroopers could be so imprecise. It's like they have their helmets on backwards. Look, I'm sorry, you don't play Rogue Squadron to play lousy, half-assed Luke training on Dagobah shitty platforming sequence, which kind of sucks. Most of the on-foot sequences in Rebel Strike are pretty short, and some of them even look good, but the fact is they call attention to themselves and distract the player from what they really want to be doing, which is blowing up crap with a Y-wing.
Nice work, Rogue Leader. Take out those relay dishes.
Why? Because I love Y-wings. Who doesn't? And X-wings, and A-wings, and B-wings, and the nefarious L-wing. I have nowhere to go with that joke.
They're not like anything I've seen before.
Like the other games in the Rogue Squadron series, you get a lot of missions, some of which are really good, others of which aren't as good. It's never been a terribly consistent series. But what it forces you to do is play missions over and over again until you basically memorize and perfect them, which unlocks a lot of stuff.
Fire support now!
You play the missions in the game to not only win the missions and progress the storyline, but also to earn medals, and you use the medals to buy the new extra special missions and unlock cool stuff like new spaceships, unlimited lives, and even these Star Wars arcade games in this one. The Force is strong with the developers who created this game. They clearly love Star Wars and have a great sense of humor about it. They created one of the must-have premiere series for the Nintendo GameCube. And it's a shame that the Rogue Squadron games are no more. Thankfully, you can always buy a used one from your local Ugnaught. A big Classic Game Room shout out and thank you to our friend Lori from Finland, from Echo Base, for sending this game to the show. May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you all. Except for that one guy wearing a Jar Jar t-shirt.